Have you ever experienced that absurd scene where everything seems ready for you to sleep, but your body doesn't cooperate? You lie down, turn off the light, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and, instead of rest coming, it seems like something inside you lights up, as if your body went on alert right at the time it should shut down. And I want to start this video with a provocative question, because perhaps it explains what you're experiencing better than any diagnosis. What if your problem isn't a lack of sleep, but your body thinking it's not safe to sleep? Because that's what happens to a lot of people, and maybe it's happening to you right now. You may be completely tired, exhausted, without any energy, but when you put your head on the pillow, your body continues to work. The chest becomes tight, breathing becomes short, the jaw begins to lock, the neck stiffens, the shoulders become tense, and that silent restlessness appears, that feeling that you are tired on the outside, but connected on the inside. And at that moment you think, oh my God, why can't I relax? But the truth is that your body is not trying to hinder you. He's trying to protect you. There is an internal mode that your body activates without asking permission, called defense mode. This is when the nervous system understands that it needs to pay attention. And the problem is that nowadays a lot of people are stuck in this state all the time. During the day you can even function, because there are distractions, there are tasks, there are noises, there are screens, there are conversations, there are rushes. But when night comes, silence gives everything away. And your brain, which spent the whole day holding back emotion, holding back worry, holding back stress, interprets the night as the perfect time to resolve everything. It's as if he said, now yes, now I have space to think. And then he starts pulling the whole day through his head. He revives conversations, it reviews errors, he makes mental lists, he anticipates tomorrow, he creates scenarios, he looks for danger where there is none, and your body responds to it as if it were real. In other words, the problem is not the pillow. The problem is that you take the tension of your entire day to bed. You carry accumulated stress, you are charged, you worry, and then the cruelest thing happens. When you finally try to rest, your body understands that it's time to watch. That's why you feel such clear symptoms. You notice your jaw clenching because your body is literally preparing to withstand pressure. Your chest feels tight because your breathing becomes short, as if you are waiting for something to happen. You feel restless because your nervous system is not at peace. He is on alert. And most people make a mistake. They try to force sleep. They fight with their own bodies. I need to sleep. I have to sleep. Tomorrow I have to wake up early. But the more you push, the more your body understands that something is wrong. The more you try to control, the more tension you create. And then you become a prisoner of your own mind. You start to associate bed with fighting, with anxiety, scared of not sleeping. And this only feeds defense mode. So the first step here is not to sleep. The first step is to calm the body. Because sleep is not a button. Sleep is a consequence. And the body only shuts down when it feels safe. That's why there's a solution that many people ignore, but that changes everything. Creating a ritual that signals safety. A simple but consistent ritual. Low light, silence, slow down. A real transition between day and night for your brain to understand. It's over. Now it's safe. Now you can let your guard down. And I want you to answer something in the comments because it will show me that you are with me on this. What is the strongest signal from your body when you close your eyes? Is it a locked jaw, tight chest, short breath, restlessness? Comment here on the word alert and its main symptom, because in the next part I'm going to show you how to put together this slowing down ritual and how to make your body stop watching you right at the moment when you need to rest the most. And if you're listening to this and feeling like I'm describing your nights exactly, then I need you to do two things right now real quick, before I show you the step-by-step process that really changes this. First, leave a like on this video. Serious. It's not just an automatic gesture. A like is the simplest way for you to say to YouTube, this is important. And when you leave a like, the video reaches more people who today are going through the same silent suffering. People who go to bed exhausted, but their bodies are alert. Their chests are tight and their minds are racing, thinking that no one understands. Second, subscribe to the channel now. Because if this topic has caught your attention, if you identify with this pattern of closing your eyes and not switching off, it means that this is part of your routine. And to see the truth is that you can't solve this with an isolated tip, with a cup of tea, with a random video, or with willpower. You solve it by understanding your body, your nervous system, the triggers, the modern habits that leave you wired, and learning how to reprogram rest. So sign up, because the next videos are exactly to get you out of this cycle. Now I want you to leave a comment, because I really want to read and respond, and it also creates a community of people who are going through the same thing. Comment below on the phrase, "My body doesn't shut down." Just that. And if you want to be even more specific, put your strongest symptom to the side. For example, "My body won't shut down, jaw clenched," or "My body won't shut down, chest tight," or "My body won't shut down, short breath." This is important because when you name what is happening, you begin to regain control. And you will also notice in the comments that a lot of people feel exactly the same. And this takes away that weight of thinking that the problem is you. And now I want you to pay close attention to what I'm going to tell you, because here the turning point begins. If your body goes into defense mode at bedtime, then you need to stop treating sleep as an obligation and start treating sleep as a process. Because your body doesn't just shut down. He needs a warning. He needs a ritual. He needs a transition. And today, most people do the opposite. They spend the whole day running, living on automatic, solving things, worrying, swallowing anxiety. And when night comes, they try to switch off in 5 seconds. The person leaves the chaos straight to the pillow. And then you wonder why your body doesn't relax. Think about it with me. If you are in a noisy, fast-paced environment, full of stimuli, and out of nowhere someone puts you in a dark room and says, "Now you need to sleep," your body will not understand that as rest. He will understand that as surveillance. He will pay attention. He will want to monitor. That's why so many people close their eyes and feel their heart beating faster. Their body feels restless. They feel an absurd tension in their chest, because the body is trying to find security before going to sleep. He is not rejecting sleep. He's just not trusting. And here comes a detail that almost no one realizes. You don't need to convince the mind. You need to convince the body, because it is the body that releases relaxation. It is the body that gives the signal that everything is okay. And when you learn this, you stop fighting with the pillow and start reprogramming your nervous system. So in the next part, I'm going to show you what almost no one does, but that changes the game. How to create a 30-minute ritual that tells your brain that the day is over. How to reduce the stimuli that make your dopamine high at night, and what small actions that seem simple, but that make your chest loosen, your breathing deepen, and your jaw unlock. Because when the body understands that it's safe, it finally lets its guard down, and then sleep doesn't need to be forced. It just happens. Perfect. So now we get into exactly the part that many people ignore, and which in fact is the heart of this problem. Why your body stays on alert even when there is no real danger. Because if it were something logical, simple, you would have already solved it. You would have already laid down and slept. It's just not about logic. It's about the nervous system. It's about a body that has learned, day after day, that relaxing is dangerous. And this is much more common than it seems. The first thing you need to understand is that the body does not perfectly know how to differentiate a real threat from an emotional threat. For him, an unresolved argument, an internal demand, a fear of tomorrow, pressure at work, a feeling of being behind in life, all of this can be interpreted as danger. That's why you close your eyes and, instead of shutting down, you feel your chest tighten. You feel your breathing shorten. You feel your mind spinning. Because it's not insomnia, it's hyper-alertness. It's the body trying to keep you awake to resolve something. But he doesn't know that the problem isn't now, nor that the solution won't appear at 2 a.m. And here comes the quietest and cruelest part: silent anxiety. It's not that outrageous anxiety that you feel during the day with a panic attack or tremors. No, it's that anxiety that has become normal, that constant tension that you don't even notice anymore because it's already part of you. It's the mind always thinking about the next step, the next problem, the next responsibility. It is the body living in a state of readiness. You may even be fine. You may even be smiling, working, functioning. But inside, your nervous system is always on the alarm clock. And do you know what fuels this every day? Billing and self-billing. Modern life doesn't give you rest even when you're standing still. Put that when you stop, you feel guilty. When you try to rest, that voice comes. You should be doing something. You are late. You're not doing enough. You need to handle it. You need to be better. And that voice doesn't seem dangerous. But for the body, it is. Because it keeps you under constant surveillance. She keeps you on your toes. And the body doesn't sleep when it's being taxed. The body doesn't sleep when it feels like it still has something to do. Now combine this with what is perhaps the biggest addiction of the century: excess digital stimuli and dopamine at night. And I'm not saying this to judge you. I'm speaking out because I know exactly what it's like. You spend the whole day full of things, mentally tired, emotionally drained. And when night comes, it seems like your cell phone becomes a kind of anesthesia, a modern tranquilizer, a way to escape the silence. But this has a price, a very high price. Because while you're scrolling through your feed, watching short videos, jumping from content to content, responding to messages, watching something that captivates you, your brain is receiving microdoses of reward all the time. Dopamine, news, stimulus, attention. And the brain understands one simple thing: it's not over yet. We are still in activity mode. We are still in reaction mode. And then when you put down your cell phone and turn off the light out of nowhere, it's as if you cut the power to a machine that is still at full speed. She doesn't stop right away. It keeps spinning inside. And that's when you feel, I laid down, but my body didn't turn off. And there's a detail that almost no one talks about. Many people don't realize that it's not just the screen, it's the type of content. News, discussions, social comparison, people winning in life, tragedy, controversy, too much information. All of this becomes fuel for hyper-alertness. Your brain doesn't end the day in peace. He ends the day in mental warfare. And then you want your body to lie down and rely on rest? It's impossible. And here comes one of the strongest phrases in this video. The bed became a place for thinking. The bed has become a place where you try to sort out your life, where you remember the past, where you anticipate the future, where you revive conversation, where you blame yourself, where do you plan? And your brain is a master of association. He learns quickly. If you spend several nights thinking too much in bed, it registers that. He begins to understand that the bed is the place for accelerated thinking. And then when you lie down, it automatically turns on analysis mode. That's why so many people enter the room and already feel anxiety. Just by lying down, the mind starts. Because the brain learned that this is the stage for worry. Now, if you understand this, if you identify with it, then you also need to understand that the solution is not trying to sleep. The solution is to change the process before bed, because your body won't shut down if you keep feeding the alert. So the first big solution here is really slow down 30 to 40 minutes before bed. And I know it sounds simple, but it's revolutionary because most people don't slow down. She just changes the environment. Leave the room to the bedroom, but he's still mentally in the same rotation. Slowing down means reducing stimulus. It means to dim light. It means turning down the volume on the world. Exit performance mode. And this is not wasting time. This is preparing the body for rest. This is like landing a plane. You don't land a plane out of nowhere. You need a clue. You need tapering. You need transition. Sleep works the same. This is why cutting strong stimuli is essential. Screen, social media, news, quick videos, anything that excites your brain. If you want to teach your body to shut down, you need to send a clear message. It's over. And one of the biggest saboteurs is this last hour of the day. This is where your brain decides whether to enter relaxation mode or remain alert. And now comes an extremely powerful solution, which seems simple but works because it directly affects silent anxiety, emptying the mind by flushing it. It's not positive thinking. It's not trying to control thoughts. It's about unloading what's stuck. And the best way to do this is to get it out of your head and onto paper. It could be in a notepad. It could be in a notebook. You write everything really. Worries, tasks, pending issues, things you don't want to forget. A simple list for the day ahead. And I can't forget this. This is bothering me. Because when you write, you send a message to your brain. This is saved. There's no need to repeat it. And you know what's the craziest? There are people who think they don't have anxiety, but when they do, they realize how crowded their brain was. Full of noise, full of internal issues. And that's why the body doesn't trust. Because the mind is screaming. And if the mind screams, the body watches. So at this stage, your focus is not on getting to sleep quickly. The focus is to create an internal security environment. An environment where the body realizes that it does not need to defend itself. Where the nervous system realizes that the day is truly over. And in the next part, I'll show you how to turn this into a predictable routine, step by step, without complication and without perfectionism. Because when you do it the right way, you start to feel something that maybe you haven't felt in a long time. You lie down, and the body finally lets go. And if you want me to continue with this part and put together the complete 30 to 40-minute ritual with the exact steps and quick techniques, stay here with me because this is when the game starts to change. And I'll warn you, there's a simple technique that unlocks the jaw, loosens the chest, and changes breathing in less than 2 minutes. But I'll show you that next. And now we come to the part that for many people is almost unbelievable. Because after understanding that your body is not sabotaging you, but rather trying to protect you, comes the question that really matters: how to turn off this body in practice, how to get out of this state of alert, how to stop feeling tight, short of breath, clenched jaw, and that restlessness that won't let you rest. Because understanding is good, but what really changes everything is feeling your body letting go. It's realizing that there is a way to teach your nervous system to let its guard down. And I want you to pay attention to this. The body does not relax in order. You can't say, "Relax," and he obeys. The body relaxes when it receives clear safety signals. And these signals can be created. You can cheat, defense mode. You can show your brain that everything is okay. And the best part is that it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't need anything mystical. You don't need to become someone else. They are quick, real techniques based on biology, and they work because they talk directly to your nervous system. First, breathing, but not just any breath, because many people have tried to take a deep breath and still remain alert. And do you know why? Because the secret isn't in taking in a lot of air. It's in letting out more air than you take in. Long exhalation breathing is one of the most powerful signals that the body is safe. Think with me. When you are in danger, you take short breaths. When you're anxious, you breathe quickly. When you are on alert, you hold your breath without realizing it. Now, when you are relaxed, the body does the opposite. It releases air slowly. So the technique is simple. You breathe in through your nose at a comfortable intensity, and then you breathe out slowly, as if you were emptying your body, longer than inspiration. Because long exhalations activate the body's brake. It turns on the rest system. It's as if you told your brain there is no threat. And here's a detail that changes everything. You don't have to do this for 20 minutes. You need to do it for 2 or 3 minutes with presence, because the body responds quickly when it understands the message. And now I want you to imagine this scene. You are in bed, in the dark, and you feel that pressure in your chest, the mind racing, the restless body. Instead of fighting against sleep, you do the following. Breathe in and release the air slowly, as if it were a flush. Again and again. You will feel something very specific happening. Your chest begins to open, the throat loosens, the heart slows down, the mind turns down the volume. And here comes the first victory. You are no longer trying to sleep. You are trying to calm the body, and that changes the game. Now the second part, and perhaps the most important for many people, muscle relaxation. Because while you're trying to sleep, your body is literally trapped. He becomes rigid, and rigidity sends a message to the brain. We are defending ourselves. So even if you are lying down, you are not resting, you are just standing still. And this is where a point comes in that almost no one realizes. There is an alert triangle in your body: jaw, neck, and shoulders. If this region is tense, your body will not shut down completely. You may even doze off, but your sleep becomes light, fragmented, anxious. Start with the jaw. The jaw is like an emotional switch. If you lock your jaw, you hold back stress. You hold back your anger. You hold back the fear. You hold everything. And many people sleep with their jaw clenched without realizing it. So the exercise is simple. You gently touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Relax the lower part of your mouth. Leave your teeth slightly separated. Then you let go of your shoulders, as if letting go of the weight of the day. And then you relax your neck, making micro movements, very small, almost imperceptible, just to remove the stiffness. And do you know what that does? This tells your body, we don't need to fight, because when the body is on alert, it prepares to act. He twitches. He gets ready. When you deliberately release these regions, you interrupt the cycle. You break the defense pattern. It's like taking the body out of a state of war. Now comes a technique that seems silly, but is absurdly powerful. The safe phrase. Yes. One sentence. Because your brain interprets words as internal commands. And maybe your problem is precisely this. Every night you repeat phrases that put you on alert. I need to sleep. If I don't sleep tomorrow, it will be horrible. I have to wake up early. Oh my God, it's already 2 in the morning. I'm going to ruin my day. And what does the body hear in this? Pressure, danger, emergency. So we will replace the command. Instead of repeating billing phrases, you repeat a security phrase. Something simple like, everything is fine now, or now I'm safe, or I can rest. This is not positive thinking. This is reprogramming of the nervous system. It's you teaching your body that this is a time for rest, not a threat. And the more you repeat it, the more your brain learns to associate the dark with safety, not mental distress. Now put all this together and understand the main point. These techniques are not just for use once. They are supposed to become a ritual, a small, repeated, predictable ritual, because the body learns through repetition. It learns by default. That's why there are people who sleep quickly as soon as they lie down. It's not because they were born that way. It's because her body knows what happens at night. He trusts. He recognizes it. He understands the path of disconnection. And here's the key to the turnaround. Predictable routine. The body does not relax when the night is chaotic. When each day you sleep at a specific time. When every night you enter the room in a different way. When sometimes you come from your cell phone straight to bed. And sometimes you come from stress straight to your pillow. The body doesn't know what to expect. And if he doesn't know, he watches. But when you create a sequence, even a simple one, your body begins to anticipate rest. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I want you to understand this. The body does not demand perfection. The body demands consistency. You can create a 15-minute ritual if 30 is too much. It could be low light, cell phone out, breathing with long exhalation, releasing jaw and shoulders, safety phrase. Just that, every day. And over time, your body will start to shut down faster. Not because you forced it, but because you taught it. And if you're thinking, okay, but what about when I'm already on full alert, I'm already in bed and it seems like it's too late? Calm down. In the next part, I'll show you the emergency protocol. What to do when you're already lying down and feel like your body is racing, including a quick method to cut through the restlessness and overturn the alert effortlessly, because there's a way to get out of survival mode even in the middle of the night. And before I continue, I really want you to comment something, because it helps me understand who has been with me so far and makes this video reach more people who need it. Comment on the phrase, I want to disconnect. And if you want, complete with what bothers you the most. I want to switch off, but my mind races, or I want to shut down, but my chest tightens, or I want to switch off, but my jaw locks. I'm going to read the comments, and I want you to see yourself there, because when you understand this mechanism, you stop blaming yourself and finally start to recover your rest. If you identified with this video at some point, if you've ever experienced that feeling of closing your eyes and your body remaining alert, with your mind racing, your chest tight, your breathing short, and your body tense, then I want to make a very direct invitation to you. Subscribe to the channel now, because here we will continue talking about exactly this. Sleep, silent anxiety, the nervous system on alert, the slowing down routine, and especially how to reprogram the body to trust rest again. This content is not a single video. It is a sequence that will really help you. And if you made it to the end, it means you really cared about it. So leave a like now. A like is the simplest way for you to tell YouTube that this video needs to be delivered to more people who are going through the same thing and think it is weakness or weakness. It is not. It's a body in defense mode, and there's a solution. Now I really want you to participate because I read the comments and this strengthens our community. Comment below on the phrase, my body doesn't shut off. And if you want, complete it with your main symptom like, my body won't shut down, chest tight, or my body won't shut down, jaw locked. I really want to see your comment here. And so you can continue with me on this journey. Watch the next video that appears on the screen because in it I will show you the complete step-by-step guide to slowing down your body before bed and breaking this cycle of nighttime alertness. I'll stop here. Thank you for being with me until the end. Take care of yourself, you deserve it, real rest, and we'll see you in the next video.